So as we examine this from where we are, and we see the beliefs that are getting in our way, start examining this from that position. Step away from the belief and look at it. What do I need to believe to be true for me to get there? And what belief is keeping me from going to that place? And once we use examples from our past, or even what we're dealing with now, you'll actually face it, and you'll make that belief nonsensical, which essentially transforms the belief into a new belief. And then you could actually move in that direction. So, and that's basics of beliefs. So I would never tell you what to believe. Experience in life will teach you what to believe and what not to believe. Most of us were programmed to believe this without any additional experience because we didn't have any. So we believed in this, but it wasn't working. And a lot of times too, if you don't fully believe in something, it's not going to work either. So some people are like, I believe I can get there, but deep down inside they don't. So there's a conflict in the belief. So don't let that fool you, because people say, I believe I can do it. But if you believe you can do something, a feeling should come apart and you'll do it. But just saying I believe it doesn't really make it so, because in your subconscious will let you know if you do believe it. So by going in there, fully examine the belief and where it lies, you can actually make it nonsensical and separate it. The reason we have trouble with this, we think we have to get rid of it. You don't. You can't. That's where the struggle is. You don't have to get rid of a belief. You don't have to condemn a belief. Just put it aside, face it at first, look at it, and says, this belief doesn't work for the direction in which I want to go. What belief do I need to transform this in or replace it, however you want to look at it. And when you do it, you actually have fun with it. Because we live in a physical universe and we move in the path of least resistance. And once we actually get beliefs that are moving in the direction we want, that's the energy and the flow, and that's why we do it. We don't do it for the end result. We do it for the flow of the movement, the energy coming through us. But if I have a belief that moves me in the opposite direction where I go, I actually have a blockage, and that hurts. So it's not really for the object that's going to come about or the business that's going to grow. It's for the flow. So when I have a belief and a desire in line, the journey is the flow. That's why we do it. It's the exhilaration. Because once we reach the end of the river, we have to get out and get on another one. But yet it lets us know it works. So the end, the result, the desire actually is part and parcel of the whole thing. It shows you it works. But that's not why we do it. We don't do it at all. It's about aligning ourselves in the direction which we want to go. And in the end, it's the energy flowing through us that will do it. That's joy. That's love. That's why we do it. And you will experience all the other stuff. But that's not why you do it. You do it for the alignment, period. But because of that, you will get the other stuff. But if you do it for the other stuff, you're going to try to figure out how to do it and angle yourself. And therefore, you get these studded blocks of energy, and that's where we get tired. So we get exhausted. And then we give up on it. It's because we get in the way. It's like if you get on a river, you may have a paddle, but if you go along with the river's flow, the paddle then you just use as a steering device. That's effortless. But if you get on a river and start using a paddle to flow upstream, go against it, that's nonsensical. Now we know we wouldn't do that unless you're having a bet with someone you couldn't make it upstream and I'll pay you $100. Well, you're going to try to do it. And you're going to find out it wasn't worth the $100 because you couldn't do it anyway. So by having enough experience about using a belief against your desired thing teaches you not to do it. So if you do it, don't beat yourself up for it. It is part of the whole experience. So if you find yourself squabbling over belief and a desire, don't get upset at yourself because you're just doubling down on that negative energy. So who cares? Now the fun begins. How do I realign my vessel to move in the direction of the flow? That's where the fun is. That's what kind of life we want. It's like when you watch a great movie, it starts here and ends here. But it's how the characters or character actually dealt with the things they had to overcome. Not that he got here or she got here. It has nothing to do with that. It's It's how they dealt with it when they overcame it. And as we start to look at that, we realize that's the purpose. So if we are facing upstream, so what? Just turn it around and watch what happens. That's the joy. That's the joy we feel.